Hey, what's up, everyone? I wanted to just make a quick video talking about the things that my mama goes through. So, what she goes through, doctors never helped her for. They used to give her Bactrim, which is an antibiotic that helps the kidneys and bladder. She took one of those yesterday that she had left, a half one, I mean, and was able to move around and think more clearly, and it helped her so greatly. But they won't give them to her. They say we can't just keep giving you antibiotics forever. We can't give you these anymore. And I don't understand that because it makes her be able to move around. She can think more clearly without being bogged and just bogged down in the brain of brain fogginess. That's what I'm trying to say, of pain and suffering. And then when it goes away, a lot of times her hip gives away. She wants to do all of these things, just all kinds of things, but then her hip gives way on her. And that's the way to describe it. Then the sciatic nerve pain of hers kicks in. And I would give anything to see her be able to be healed and feel well and feel better all the time. But they don't give her Bactrim anymore. They don't give her anything. They don't do anything for any of us anymore, and it's a really sad situation. That's something I really wish that would be worked on. Pain medication and antibiotics to go to the people that need it, that absolutely do need it, and like us, those in our situation. And that's something that I really want to see, no matter who's running the show or who's trying to make laws or who's trying to do anything in this world. I would like to see better health care, better policies made with health care regarding the people. A lot has been done, a lot of initiatives have been made and everything, but it's been thwarted and blocked in every way by those surrounding. And it's that this isn't good enough, that's not good enough, we can't do this, you can't do that, oh, it takes 20 years to get this done. That's what they tell the president most of the time. But I really wish they would focus on health care. Both sides, unilaterally, all. I know it's like a pipe dream, as the old saying goes, but you'd think they could. That they could come together for one gosh darn second for the betterment of the people. But anyway, I guess I'm preaching to the choir here. Everyone already knows that. Everyone's already been suffering this year. But you just want to see what's best is for people like my mama. Heck, both of my parents. I mean, I want to see what's best for all of us, including myself. But it's just saddening to see her walk around and her bladder and kidneys hurt, and then she just goes through this suffering and pain. And she takes one thing to help her as far as the stuff that I did get on Amazon, and then they quit selling it. Now they have it on eBay, and can't order something if you're in the negatives financially on. Can't order something when you're that way from eBay because you have to use the debit card. But back to her suffering and pain. You know, she takes this kidney detox and some things like that to try to help, but she still suffers greatly. The only thing that she can do is take. The only thing that ever helped was Bactrim, this antibiotic that helped with her bladder and kidney issues. They don't give that to her. They said, we can't just keep giving you that. We can't. It doesn't solve the problem. Well, it sure helps her be able to be in less pain. I see the difference, but they don't. If any of them ever suffered for 1 millisecond of the time that my mama suffers through what she does, they give her what she needs in a heartbeat. And then they'll say stuff like, well, it's my license on the hand. Well, if there was a different system in place, then it wouldn't be. Now, would it? No, it wouldn't. But I see dealers and I see street dealers and people out there and people getting whatever they need whenever they want, and just I've seen it for many years. They just go away and get by scot-free with everything on a regular basis. And yet my mama, we try to do what's considered right and do what's considered the right thing, and you suffer. It's like danged if you do, danged if you don't situation. It's like one gosh darn second I'd like to see justice, you know? But the thing is, she used to be given that stuff and it helped her. Now, but anyway, just keep her in your thoughts as always. Not only does she go through that sciatic nerve pain, after she doesn't get the pain medicine she always gets, she doesn't and can't take the after she runs out of, which she has very little left. She only has 1.5 antibiotics left. 1.5. And then she goes back to swelling. The fluid goes back up in her system, and she swells up, and all problems you can think of she starts going through. The swelling, the feminine issues, the pains, the suffering, the nerve pains, the aches. But the only thing that helped her slightly was that Bactrim. I don't know how the heck you could get that any other way, but I mean, it's just wrong that she can't. And our antibiotics came from you know where, always, so they put a strain on us. And they said all antibiotics are no good, you don't need them anymore. Bull crap, that's what they always told us. She takes a half one of those and she's better in just a few minutes. But it only lasts for a few hours and goes away. That's the only thing that helped her. They said, well, you're probably just putting off a bad situation. It's just a temporary relief. And then in the future you won't be able to be helped for something that could seriously go wrong. That's what they'd always tell her. But she used to get it and then they stopped it. And I don't know. I hate to see her go through that. That's something that I wish that would be focused on is healthcare. The previous so-called healthcare system, that CARE Act that they made before, that was anything but affordable. You were punished at the end of the year with fees. If you couldn't afford to buy health care, you were punished at the end of the year. Now, what kind of health care system is that? You were punished and you paid and you had to pay for other people's. Most of the time that we're here undocumented. That's what you pay for. It's still sad though. We're still not getting the care we need in this world. But I'm preaching to the choir, as I said, I'm sure. But yeah, she takes that and she can feel better in just a few minutes, and then she's able to be normal, like my mama should feel. But then you see her go downhill after the antibiotic wears off, and she's not allowed to get any more. They won't give her any more. They haven't for years. And she starts going through that pain and suffering. She's just, oh, ow, all the time. And she has to use 2 canes to walk across the floor. Can't carry anything. I have to bring her everything. And I'm glad she's here. I love to help her. I'm glad she's here. I just hate to see her suffer. I want to see her feel well while she's in this life. And if they would just give her what she needs, she could feel better. But they don't. And it's a very saddening situation. Sad situation. In this crazy, crazy world. But she used to be able to get that. And then that was the only thing that helped. And then they started regulation crap. They started all that regulation mess, and then she wasn't able to get what she needed. But yet some people, it seems, get whatever they need, however they need it. We see that all the time. And she, a lot of times, has to help me walk from place to place. She can't even go in the store anymore at all, hardly. I have to go in the store and get everything. most of the time. Only a very few times does she go in the store because she's not able. If she is, she has to ride the cart, the riding cart. And then you see a bunch of young people and people goofing off and playing around those carts that don't even need to ride it. Or huge people in there that they don't even need to be riding those carts. But they're riding them. I'm talking people so large that they could barely even move the cart, barely move, or people that are just young, or children, or young people riding those carts around for the fun of it. And that's just not right. That's just not right at all. But she suffers all the time. When she takes that little bit of antibiotic that she only has one left of, 1.5, that they don't give anymore, that Bactrim, then she's able to move a little, and it's just not fair. The swelling goes down, and now her hip pain's back. Her hip pains come back immediately. The bladder problems, the kidney issues, the pains, the suffering, the brain fog, the achiness. She'll holler when she goes across the room, and she has to elevate all the time, and just the over pain and sweating and issues of that she goes through on a daily basis is just sad. I want to see her feel well. Not have the bladder and kidney issues down below, and all the problems with her insides and her side hurting and hip pains and swelling. Doctors have no idea, and if the system went through what she goes through for one solitary single second of going through what she went through, they would think differently immediately. But that's what we need to see. We need to see a functioning in society on the health care and well-being of the people. That's something that needs to be focused on now. Anyway, I hope and pray for better times ahead, wherever we're going, whatever's going on, whatever's happening. And I hope and pray for it quickly, because I really do. Anyway, I needed to share, I needed to rant. No one knows. No one has any idea. But I love her a lot. And, yeah. Signing out.